Um, After the recent E-Levy that was introduced, John Mahama, the ex-president of Ghana, has urged many of Ghanaians to get ready to vote for him so that he will scrape the E-Levy off when he comes into power. But the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. John Boadu, has expressed that regardless of the E-Levy, Ghanaians will still vote for the NPP because they are still going to make the economy better than it already is in the coming days. Well, John Boadu is very sure that Ghana is going to vote for NPP again. He's very hopeful that even though win the 2024 elections and they'll restore the economy so simply and so easily that Ghanaians will know that NPP is going to be in power for a very long time because they are the only ones who can do that which we need in this nation. Now, according to him, the government has the men as well as what it takes to ensure that the country is returned to its economically, strong, path which it used to be in. He made this known in a very recent submission on his views, where he was boldly indicating that the NPP has, a track record of turning around the fortunes of the country. According to him, he does not feel like the E-Levy will be a reason enough for Ghanaians to vote NPP out of the government seat. He says it's only those minority who are pained by the decisions which they cannot influence that are stirring up all this unrest among people. But deep down, a lot of Ghanaians know that E-Levy is not a good reason to take the government out. So John Boadu is saying that we are still going to see NPP in power coming 2024 elections, and NPP is still going to, do that which they've been doing, making Ghana happy, taking care of the country, and governing with such beauty and such expertise. With the kind of management experience and expertise that the NPP have, they are sure that all these unique events outside their control will still be fixed. They are very sure they will do far better than any other government, because when it was NDC's time, they were not able to do anything according to the NPP. The NDC just want to come back and squander resources and go back to making things as horrible as they used to be. It depends on how they are able to put together their communication. According to John Boadu, they'll be able to put together things in such a way that they'll move forward, but they are just hoping that all will come on board and help them with their plans. They do have big plans for the future. They have plans of making Ghana a better place than it already is, and they are sure that soon, things are going to be in a beautiful light for them. They know this is just one of those things that they have to overcome. These little hurdles, and even with this, they don't see it as too much of a hurdle because it's one of those things in life which have to be done. You get it? E-Levy or no E-Levy, the economy has to be in its right shape. So it is what it is. People are not really going to be moved by E-Levy to vote for NDC. And the NPP, which is the current government, are sure that the Ghanaians, will not be deceived because one John Mahama is promising to scrape off E-Levy when he comes back into power. They are sure that all these things are not going to change anything because Ghanaians already know how terrible people like John Mahama can be. So, according to them, because Ghanaians have already seen how bad governance is in the hands of people like John Mahama and the NDC, nothing will make them to change their minds of ever bringing them back into power. So the E-Levy is not a good enough excuse, for Ghanaians to vote for the NDC in the coming 2024 elections? Give me a second. I want to think about something. Okay. So, what do you think? Do you think John Boadu and the NPP is right? Do you think Ghanaians would still vote for NPP coming 2024 elections? What do you think? Do you think the nation would not really be mindful of these E-Levy taxes and will continue to, um, push the New Patriotic Party to be in government? How do you feel? Are you really affected with the E-Levy? I mean, to those of you who are listening, has the E-Levy, negatively affected you one way or the other? And is it going to make you feel like you should vote the NPP out? I mean, think about it. Let's think about it on an individual level. How many of us are really affected with this E-Levy thing? How many of us are even carrying out transactions with mobile money these days? You get it? How many of us are really going to be affected? Let's say even if this E-Levy thing is dropped, let's say if it is taken back to the previous times where there was no E-Levy, what do you think? Seriously, what do you think is going to happen to you who's listening right now? Is it going to affect you in any way? Is it going to bring you any good fortune? You get it? So these questions are the questions we have to ask to know whether truly the E-Levy taxes that have been introduced are going to impact upon the voting scheme in the 2024 elections. All these things are things we should look at, because sometimes, though the two different parties both have a valid point on their own, we also have to look at where we are coming from and how it is really going to affect us if we allow NPP to be in power, or if we allow NDC to come and take charge. You should ask yourself that personal question: Is this something that should push me to vote the NPP out? Is this something that should make me bring John Mahama back again? Is John Mahama going to be able to do better than what Akufo-Addo is already doing? Is John Mahama and his government, going to be able to, take Ghana to the places that are going to bring the nourishment, the goodness, the peace, and all the rest we need as a nation? If so, then we will be sure that definitely there's a possibility that John Mahama could come into power. But if not, then I don't think Ghanaians would vote for the NDC just because of E-Levy taxes. There are some things out there that are very obvious and very glaring that everyone will know, but there are other things that you cannot deceive people on. So is this one of those things that are glaring, or is this one of those things that you can't deceive people about? I mean, there's somebody who will be sitting in one corner and saying to himself, "Oh, but how much is this 1.5 E-Levy charges that it will make me vote for John Mahama to come back and wreak havoc?" You get it? I mean, how much is 1.5 of a transaction charge, percent of transaction charge? But then there will be another person in another corner saying, "But why is this government still taking more and more from us? The next elections that are coming, I'll make sure I vote for a different party. Maybe I'll vote for CPP, whatever new other party is there." You get it? But everybody has their own opinion based on the type of life they live and the jobs they do. You get it? So as John Boadu is hopeful that the NPP will still be in power, John Mahama is also hopeful that they will be kicked out. So we'll see what will happen when the election time comes. But in the meantime, for those of us who have listened and watched this video, let's discuss in the comment section below. Do you think the NPP will still be able to be in government after election 2024? Do you think the E-Levy is going to be a major reason why they'll be kicked out? Let us know, and then and let's take it up from there. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. Please do have a very, very nice day.